So today we're gonna restore headlights. Now you see how it's all orange and all see flakes in there and all dirty. Today we're gonna show you how to get rid of all that. First step is you need to, here it was easy for me, I already had the bumper out, so I don't have to tape off the bumper, but you should be taping off the fender here so you don't get it, you don't scratch it and you don't get it dirty. Step 2 is the wet sanding. Now you need 1000 grit sanding paper, 1500 sanding paper, and you're gonna finish off with 2000. Now you can go higher if you want it to look way better, but 2000 will do just fine. It's always good to leave the paper soaking in water for for at least 20 minutes, so the paper gets a little softer, so it doesn't leave scratches. You don't want those scratches. So come back.
It has passed, and now we can go ahead and start wet sanding. Now you gotta make sure that you leave your fingers close to each other so you don't make marks, you don't leave lines. So leave them so close to each other, so that'll give you the best outcome. You just have to make sure that you're thorough and try not to leave any spots, because the spot you leave is gonna show. Again, now we're doing with the 1000 grit. You see all the yellow liquid coming out of it? That's all the yellow in it. Now, if your bumper is going to be right here, so what you have to do is let the paper be right here on your middle finger, and you can just do this around the edge so you don't scratch your bumper. Don't worry if you scratch it, because you can still buff it off if you scratch it with the paper we're using now. And now if we wipe this off, you can see the stuff that was on your headlight, and that's how it's supposed to look like after you sand it with the 1000 grit sanding paper. Now you see, now we're just getting in the process of cleaning the headlight, and basically we're killing all the shine on the plastic, and when we buff it, we're gonna bring it right back.
Same thing, same step again with 1500. So we're getting rid of the 1000 grit sandpaper scratches. That's how you have to go smoother between each step. You're getting the plastic to be smoother. That's how you get the shine.
Now finally, the 2000 grit. Also let it soak for 20 minutes. We'll get back to it.
We're back. We also do the same thing, but now you just have to go a little slower and make sure that you hit every spot, because now the 2000 grit is going to kill all the scratches, because when you're sanding, you're obviously leaving scratches. So the 2000 grit is going to get rid of all the scratches left from the 1500 grit paper. You just have to make sure that you be thorough and don't miss a spot, and you'll get it back to new.
Now after we're done wet sanding with the 2000 grit, just give it a good wipe. Give the headlight a good wipe, and then you start applying your buffing compound. Now this is about 45 bucks. But you don't have to get this big bottle. Now you can get a smaller bottle from the auto parts stores. But this is like 40 bucks. You don't need to get this bottle, because this bottle will buff about, I don't know, 20 cars. But you can use this product on your headlight, or you can get cheaper brands. Of course, you can find those. But now we're gonna start buffing the headlight. Now you can do it by hand. You just gotta get a good towel, but this is gonna take way longer than using a machine. But you can also do it by hand. Since I have a machine, I'm gonna show you how to use the machine. Now this step is really hard to do with one hand, but we're gonna give it a try. You have to make sure that it's set to the lowest speed.
not the lowest, you know, but it has to be turning really slow so you don't burn the plastic, because you know this headlight is plastic. So you have to make sure that you don't make it so fast that it will burn through it. Also, you have to be thorough and go through all the spots on the headlight. I don't want to damage it, so. Now this is with only one coat, and you can already see that we're getting the shine back, and it's not yellow anymore. Second coat. Now we're done with the number 1 buffing compound, and now we're gonna switch to number 2. Now this is just a polishing compound. Now you can also get this from any auto parts store, but you have to make sure that you get a buffing compound, a rubbing compound, and then a polish compound. Now they're not gonna look the same, and you might not be able to find the number 3, the ultra fine machine polish, but you can also just finish with these two. You're not gonna necessarily need number 3, but we're gonna show you how to use number 3 also. For the polishing compound, you have to make sure that you don't use the same cloth or sponge that you're buffing with. Have to make sure you apply enough, not too much, but this is a little bit more than what it needs, but don't apply more than that, and not less. If you put less, you know, it's not a big deal, or if you put more, you can always wipe it off, but there should be more than enough.
Now, as you can see, we're getting the new look back in it. The original stock look, we're getting it back. Now we'll give it another coat and we'll show you again. Now, if you're using the buffer, don't be afraid to go a little faster now. On most of them, you know, you have 1, 2, and it goes all the way up to 6. Now, you can be around 2.5, between 2 to 2.5 for this step. So you don't want to go slow, super fast nor slow. Just have to be around 2. You get closer to look. So you have to do it in one hand. So, put the back.
After the second coat of the polishing compound, not the buffing compound, not the white stuff, the gray stuff, you can already see how we're looking good again. And now we're not done yet, but you can leave it at this, and this is way better than it was before, and it's almost back to new. Now we can also use the third ultralight polish compound. So after the third step, which is, well, the last step, which is the ultralight buffing polishing compound, you can already see how we restored our headlight back to almost new. Well, I could say that it's new looking now. Now we can remove our tape, start cleaning around the area. Now if you have the bumper on, of course you're gonna have a lot more stuff to clean, but here you can just wipe it off, and if it didn't come off, you can just use an old toothbrush with some soapy water and everything will come right off. Now you might gonna see this problem with your black trims around the around the bumper, the grill. What you can do is you can get some soapy water, just, it's not a brand, just water and soap, and you can wash it right off, or you can just wipe it off and it will come out easily. It's not, this is not glue, this is not paint, it will come right off. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you restore a headlight.